Thank you for joining us. I'm Kristen Lucero Golden, a consultant at Plative, and today we're very excited to show you a continuation of what we did in our previous demo for the Human Services Agent. Here we are going to take a look at an individual who will be filling out an intake form from our website for our Human Services Agency Horizon Outreach Services and receive assistance from our Agentforce agent to provide some helpful context and answers to some questions that we have as we go through our intake form. And we'll also see an escalation process and how that can work with the Salesforce, Agentforce, Slack, and Salesforce all working together to make sure that no one is going to be falling through the cracks and receives immediate care based on their responses to our intake form. So as we go to our intake form and click on it here, I've pre-filled some information for our participant, Ronnie. Ronnie has gone through and started to enter some of our information to give us an idea of a little bit more of who Ronnie is and what they're looking for in services. As Ronnie is working through some of the questions here, there are a couple of items we're not quite sure what they mean. So, for our question, are you currently experiencing food insecurity? This is a term that may not be commonly known or just not quite understood what we mean by this. So, what I can actually do is interact with frequently asked questions for our specific intake form for it to be able to assist Ronnie as we have some of these questions. So Ronnie doesn't quite know what food security insecurity is and wants to ask that. So we're going to go ahead and interact with the agent and better understand what this question is asking. And once the agent takes a look at that frequently asked question document that we've provided, we'll be able to get some more context and better be able to know how to answer some of these questions the best that we are able to. So we're able to see what food insecurity is, and Ronnie realizes, okay, this is something I actually should say is something that I'm experiencing. I would like some assistance with food boxes and meals. And as we continue to go, we can continue to ask additional questions as we have it, or we can always minimize this as well. So as Ronnie continues to complete the intake, there are a couple of items we're asking for health and wellness screening. And as we go, we have a question about thoughts of self harm or harm to others within the past week. Ronnie actually has been going through a difficult time and decides to answer yes to this question. And by answering yes to this question, we have our agent set up in such a way that once this form is submitted, we're actually going to escalate this to our crisis management team. And we're going to do that within the Slack channel just to make sure that it automatically gives everyone a quick heads up about this information coming through. So now that Ronnie has submitted that intake form and has marked that they have had thoughts of self harm or harm to others within the past week, it has automatically triggered this notification to our external crisis management Slack channel. And we have a few individuals on the Slack channel who are external members from our specific org. They are clinicians who we work with on a regular basis who are typically in their EHR systems, their electronic health records, and not really using Salesforce. So making sure that we have visibility here is really important and really helpful to make sure that we get the right eyes and the right people's attention related to the specific needs and quick services that we might need to provide for Ronnie. So here again, it's providing this additional summary and giving us some specific reasons why this notification was sent. As someone who is reviewing this as a program manager or someone else on the channel, I can take a look, see that we need some immediate attention to this, and I can directly comment here and tag our clinician. I can also actually start a swarm on this particular case from the Slack message as well. And when we do this, what we can do is go ahead and start tagging the appropriate people and getting some information that is also going to go between not only here in Slack, but also save it back to that Salesforce record to make sure that we don't need to need to go back and forth in one place and then have to review it in another. So as I go through starting this swarm, we want to, oh wait, I need to do the case, sorry. So as we enter the details of the swarm, we want to make sure that we connect it with the appropriate case record. And this will all save back, even as we chat here directly within the Slack message, this will all save back to the Salesforce record. And additional details here for a description and other items, and make sure that we can have it within with other, whichever channel we prefer and want to have that be in. When I create this swarm, it's going to pop up here within the Slack channel and help us to know that one has started. And directly here, we can start replying, and I can come in and tag our clinician, Robert, make sure that Robert quickly sees this, starts taking a look and seeing and helping us provide what we need to do here. So again, Robert is our clinician who is actually outside of our typical environment here, someone that we consult with, and we want to make sure that Robert has helps us to come up with a good plan for reaching out to Ronnie. So now that I've tagged Robert and alerted him to make sure that we reach out, all of this information will save back if we need to continue to go back and forth, if we need to continue to collaborate here. We will be able to see that on both the Salesforce record in addition to this place within Slack. And this helps us to make sure that we are very quick and responsive when individuals are in crisis, when individuals are in need, and that we can collaborate appropriately without needing to save in multiple places or needing to remember exactly where to look in order to find the right information at the right time. So this will help us to be able to be more efficient, help us to be able to save a lot of time on those administrative tasks and free up our time to spend more of it with our individuals that we are supporting in our programs and services. Thank you for watching.